was doing 407 miles an hour. The RAF's newest fighter was the Hawker Fury, a much earlier one with a biplane with a top speed of 207, so he doubled the speed virtually. So the Air Ministry called for these aircraft to be built as fighters. The prototype Spitfire K5054 flew from Eastleigh on the 5th of March 1936. But it was Sir Robert McLean who suggested it. First production Spitfire Mark I was eventually delivered to 19th Squadron of the Royal Air Force at Duxford in August 1938. So Squadron Leader Al Pinner flying the Spitfire for us today. This aircraft was actually the last Hurricane to be built in 1944. Flown for us today by the station commander at RAF Coningsby Group, Captain Bob Judson. Designed by Sidney Cam. We've of course already seen the Sea Fury and the Sea Hawk, later aircraft of his. A monoplane version of the original biplane Fury. By the time the Battle of Britain had started in August 1940, the RAF had 2,300 Hurricanes and about 1,380 Spitfires. Hurricane was the first aeroplane in the world to bring 8 guns to bear on the target, and it was the first combat aircraft to exceed 300 miles an hour in level flight. Force's fabulous wartime bomber, the bomber that took the fight to the Germans at a time when there was no other way to fight back, the bomber that meant that flying from Britain they could actually attack the Germans deep into their country, the bomber that achieved all the extraordinary things that we know about, like the Dam Busters raid. And of course, the other thing that we're celebrating this year is the end of the war, in which Lancaster bombers conducted Operation Manna, when they dropped food from their bomb bays to the starving people of Amsterdam, and in fact to the rest of Holland. Now look, talking of that bomb bay, I believe the bomb doors are open now, and you get an idea of the enormous size of the bomb bay of this old bomber. Henshaw was one of the people who tested Lancasters at Castle Bromwich Aerodrome. He's mostly famous for testing Spitfires, but he used to do a complete roll in the Lancaster. Unbelievable, really. And he made sure that he kept the aircraft perfectly balanced. He used to leave his flying glove on the instrument panel so that he could check for never exceeding the 0G level. He even did a roll once in a Lancaster with someone standing behind him. Unbelievable stuff. First operational Lancaster squadron was number 44 at Waddington. The first operational bombing sortie was in March 1942 against Essen. Lancasters made 156,000 operational sorties. Something like 7,377 of them were built. 3,349 were lost on operations. That was 40.